Not every goddess was born to rule with thunder. Some sustained the world mew in silence. While Zeus ruled the skies and Poseidon stirred the seas, Demeter sustained the fields. With invisible hands, she fed kings and beggars alike. But it only took one loss, and everything withered, because when the goddess of the harvest stops, the world starves. Her name was not just a sound, it was an ancestral echo. Demeter, Demeter, Earth Mother. Not Gaia, the body, but the mother who nurtures it. She was one of the 6 firstborn of Cronus and Rhea, and like all her siblings she was swallowed, returned, and survived. But she did not forget. Demeter was not born for war. She did not rule through force. She ruled through nourishment, through fertile silence, through cycles. To her the Greeks did not offer sacrifices out of fear, but offerings of gratitude. Because they knew, without Demeter there is no bread, no table, no life. She was the invisible womb of civilization, and for that, entire cities raised secret cults in her name. Demeter was called simply she who gives, she who blossoms, she who, in silence, makes the wheat rise from the earth. In the festival of Thesmophoria, men were forbidden, women led. They sacrificed pigs, threw the remains into deep pits, and the following year they dug up the bones and mixed them with the soil. A macabre ritual to remember, everything that grows is born from death, and every seed is a promise. If you bury me, I will return. But Demeter wasn't only offering, she was a mother, and it was as a mother that she felt what no goddess should, loss. From her union with Zeus, Persephone was born, daughter of laughter, of spring, of youth. And for a time everything bloomed. The earth gave fruit, the air was light. Demeter smiled, and for a moment the world felt eternal. But Olympus does not permit eternity in joy. Hades saw Persephone, and he desired her. Knowing Demeter would never allow it, he made a pact with Zeus, the girl's own father. And so one day the earth opened. Persephone was taken, without warning, without consent, without goodbye. Demeter searched. She screamed. She tore the heavens with her grief, but no god answered. And so she stopped. She stopped making the wheat grow, stopped warming the fields, stopped allowing life to continue. The earth became sterile, the rivers dried, the cold returned, and men began to die. Zeus Almighty tried to intervene, but it was useless, because what use is thunder when there is no harvest to feed the mortals? The gods, fed by human faith, began to wither. Faith dried, devotion went silent, and hunger turned into prayer, not to Zeus, but to the one who truly sustained the world. Demeter had been cast aside, and now she cast the world aside with her. Dressed as an old woman, she walked among men, searching, suffering. She reached the palace of Celeus in Eleusis. There she asked for shelter, offered herself as a nursemaid for his sons, Triptolemus and Demephon. She loved them as her own, tried to make them immortal, a way to start again. But she was interrupted, caught in the act of divinizing them. She revealed herself, and men trembled, not in fear of punishment, but because they had witnessed divine grief. Then she shared the secret of agriculture. She gave Triptolemus seeds, taught him how to plant, how to harvest, how to sustain himself. And thus, the myth says, humans learned to cultivate the earth, but not even that healed her. Persephone was still gone, and the earth still refused to bloom. Then Helios, the titan of the sun, spoke the truth. Persephone was in the underworld, with Hades, by Zeus's will. Demeter now knew the traitors, and she made her threat. If my daughter does not return, then let all things die. It was not a bluff, not blackmail. It was grief. It was pain. Zeus, cornered, gave in. He sent Hermes to retrieve Persephone, but Hades, clever, offered the girl a pomegranate seed, the fruit of the underworld. To eat it was to bind herself to it. And Persephone ate. She returned to her mother, but not whole. Part of her now belonged to another world. A compromise was made. half the year with Hades, half with Demeter, and thus the seasons were born. Spring and summer, when mother and daughter reunite, the world blooms. Autumn and winter, when separation returns and the earth mourns. But don't be fooled. This is not a story of acceptance. It is a story of loss, of a kidnapping legitimized by the gods, of a mother silenced, who had to stop the world just to be heard. Demeter is not the goddess of wheat. She is the goddess of limits, of what happens when the woman who sustains everything is ignored. She did not rule through violence, but when they stole her daughter, she used the only weapon she had, the silence of the earth. And it was more powerful than 1,000 armies. Zeus, king of the skies, bowed to her, not out of reverence, but because without her, there was nothing left to rule. Over the centuries, Demeter was forgotten, her rights erased, her cults silenced, her power reduced. They made her a symbol of harvest, but she was far more than that. She was mother, she was justice, she was cycle. And above all, she was memory, because every time winter returns, it is the memory of what happens when the world dares to disturb what sustains it. You can forget Demeter, laugh at the old rituals, reduce her to a rustic myth, but when hunger comes, when the land dries, when the world begins to collapse, she will be there, not as a savior, but as the reminder that the world breathes because she allows it to. This is MythoVerse, where even silence screams. Where goddesses don't just reign, they make the world stop. If you made it this far, thank you. It's because of you that MythoVerse blooms. With every new subscriber, every comment, every share, this channel grows like Demeter's fields, with care, with purpose, with faith in the memory of myth. If this story moved you, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and help spread the seeds of MythoVerse. Here, the gods are not cold statues. They are open wounds. They are echoes that still breathe within us. Write in the comments, I saw the earth stop for a forgotten mother. This is MythoVerse, where even silence screams.